Ukrainian troops have mounted a stiffer than expected opposition to our superior force in the early days of the war. Ukraine's soldiers have blown up bridges to halt advancing Russian ground troops. Its pilots and air defenses have prevented Russian fighter jets from conquering the skies. Ukraine's special forces hold off Russian offensive on Kyiv's front lines. Weapons from the West make a big difference. It all happens for the Russians' poor tactics. Can Ukraine defend its homeland from Russia? Everybody knows world leaders know the best. Let's see about it. Russia's chaotic and confusing invasion of Ukraine is baffling military analysts. Russia's invasion has not gone entirely to plan. Russian forces have so far claimed one major city, Kherson, having heavily shelled and surrounded the port in the last several days. Russians have fired more than 500 missiles in the week since they invaded Ukraine. The situation inside Ukraine seems unlikely to improve anytime soon. A 40 miles Russian convoy headed for Kyiv's capital has been stalled for days as Ukrainian fighters hold vital areas. While Russian troops have claimed other critical strategic areas, they also occupied this Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Can the Russian biggest convoy reach Kyiv's capital? Let us know in the comment section below. Russia boasts one of the largest armies on the planet with its military count before invading Ukraine, standing at approximately 0.9 million active personnel. It also has 2 million reserve personnel. Meanwhile, Ukraine has one of Europe's largest militaries, with 0.2 million 9,000 active duty troops. It also has 0.9 million reservists. Thousands of civilians are also now enlisting. Russian forces contain almost 30,122 armored military vehicles, 1,511 aircraft, 544 helicopters, and a spending budget of $45 billion. Meanwhile, Ukraine forces contain almost 12,303 armored military vehicles, 98 aircraft, 34 helicopters, and a spending budget of $4.7 billion. The world is so mysterious that anyone doesn't know what will happen in the future. So let's see what might happen next. On the 21st of February 2014, Russia invaded and subsequently annexed the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. This event occurred in the aftermath of the Revolution of Dignity and is part of the wider Russo-Ukrainian War. Ukraine is a European country bordering southwestern Russia. On the 24th of February 2022, Russia began a sizable military invasion of Ukraine. It was a surprise attack without a declaration of war. From March to April 2021, Russia commenced a significant military buildup near the Russo-Ukrainian border, followed by a second buildup between October 2021 to February 2022. In early December 2021, the US released intelligence of Russian invasion plans, including satellite photographs showing Russian troops and equipment near the Ukrainian border. On the 24th of February, shortly before 6 o'clock Moscow time UTC+3, Putin announced that he had decided to launch a special military operation in eastern Ukraine.
Началась специальная военная операция на Украине.
After that, economic sanctions affected Russia since the first day of the invasion. The stock market falling 39% RTS index, with similar falls in the following days. The Russian ruble also fell to record lows as Russians rushed to exchange money. Will Russia be able to restore its economic stability? In March 2016, President of the European Commission Jean-Claude Juncker stated that Ukraine would take at least 25 years to join the EU and NATO. On the 8th of June 2017, Ukraine's Verkhovna Rada passed a law making integration with NATO a foreign policy priority. On the 10th of March 2018, NATO added Ukraine to the list of NATO aspiring members, others including Bosnia and Herzegovina and Georgia. Meanwhile, Russia is strongly opposed to any eastward expansion of NATO, including Ukraine. NATO is a military, defensive organization. The EU is an economic and political one with vast resources to make a difference to its members and its neighbors. Both organizations can complement each other, with NATO focusing on military operations and the EU on civilian missions. NATO criticized Russia's attack on Ukraine as reckless and unprovoked, warning that Vladimir Putin had chosen the path of aggression, which puts civilian lives at risk. NATO will do whatever it takes to protect and defend all allies. But Ukraine is still not an official member of NATO. In this situation, Russia also threatens NATO not to involve its war. Will NATO make a step to support Ukraine? EU and NATO are supplying arms to Ukraine. Russia threatens to stop arms supplies to Ukraine. Meanwhile, rumors are circulating that Ukraine was close to building a plutonium-based dirty bomb nuclear weapon, although the source cited no evidence. Above this situation, what is your opinion? At this critical time, what should Ukraine do? Leave your opinion in the comment section.